Welcome back, screenwriters. We're going to look at the next 5 questions you should ask yourself before writing a scene for a film or a TV show. In the previous video of this series, we explored questions 1 to 5, so check out part 1 first if you missed it. You don't have to imagine that you're the next Martin Scorsese while planning out the scenes for your screenplay, but of course, if that helps to get your creative mojo going, by all means do that. The point is, just as Marty, can I call him Marty, plans each shot of his film, we also need to be mindful of the hows and whys behind every one of our scenes. So let's continue our exploration with questions 6 to 10 in our series on crafting a scene for the screen. Moving on to question 6. Does the scene unveil something about the character, narrative, or theme? The scene you're poised to script should serve a distinct purpose. It should uncover a facet of your character or plot which is critical at this juncture of your narrative. Do remember, the revelation of the theme at cardinal moments can deepen the richness of your tale. An example of this would be the "I see dead people" scene from The Sixth Sense, which divulges a startling plot twist and enhances the theme of perception and reality. Or take into account your favorite scenes from movies or TV series that you admire. They all disclose certain vital aspects, adding turns to the plot or furthering the theme of the story. These instances underscore how scenes can profoundly reveal character, plot, or theme. Next, we come to question 7. What's the subtext? The subtext is the concealed information that the audience grasps yet isn't overtly stated. It's the masked truth, the cryptic agenda a character is concealing, similar to what Walter White does in Breaking Bad. The incongruity between a character's behavior or speech and the audience's comprehension is what generates a gripping storyline. Consider this. Pride and Prejudice is a masterclass in subtext, where the characters must maintain debilitating levels of social decorum, and yet the audience understands the tempests taking place just beneath the surface. Take the scene where Mr. Darcy initially asks Elizabeth to marry him. His speech confesses love, the subtext discloses his vanity and bias. His proposition, while it appears romantic, is laden with haughtiness and prejudice, providing a revealing glimpse into his character. It's an iconic instance of how subtext can disclose much more than the direct dialogue. It's these concealed strata that make a narrative profoundly engaging and mentally stimulating. Question 8. What's the audience thinking or asking themselves while they watch this scene? As a screenwriter, it's vital to be in tune with the audience's cognitive and emotional journey. If the scene fails to stimulate their thoughts or raise questions about the storyline and characters, it may be an indication that the story requires re-evaluation. For instance, recall how Lost kept viewers on their toes and constantly questioning what was happening. This is a prime example of a series that successfully engaged the audience over multiple seasons and left them with lingering questions. On to question 9. What order should the information be revealed, or should the action happen? As the writer, you're also the stage manager of the scene playing out in your mind's eye. The journey towards the peak climactic point should feel instinctive, akin to the build-up to the Red Wedding in Game of Thrones. Be conscious of pacing and don't hesitate to reshuffle the sequence to provoke the intended emotional reaction from your audience. Let's take a look at scenarios where the order of unveiling or action is crucial. For instance, in The Sixth Sense, the big revelation regarding the main character, which I won't reveal here in case you haven't seen it, is saved for the absolute ending, dramatically changing the viewer's understanding of the entire film. It's a classic example of removing the carpet from underneath the audience's feet. The first instinct the audience will have is, hey, wait a minute, I've got to go back and re-watch this thing. The audience will have to watch again with this new perspective in mind, and to see whether the story still makes sense from this new viewpoint. Concluding with the 10th question, do you really need this scene? Consider the impact of its removal on the story's integrity. Take, for instance, the "I am your father" scene in Star Wars. As shocking as it was instrumental for propelling the story forward and essential to the development of the other characters. But if the scene's function isn't clear, or if its removal doesn't affect the narrative's integrity, it may be prudent to omit it. If you decide to retain it, ensure you understand its ultimate goal. Where does it need to land to ensure a smooth transition to the next stage of the action or emotional journey? In summary, we've outlined and discussed 10 essential queries to consider prior to working on a scene for a movie or television series. Each scene is imperative to have a significant impact on the storyline, captivate the viewers in a compelling manner, unveil the character's motive, plot progression, and hidden themes, delve into the underlying subtext, take into account the audience's viewpoint, and strategize the disclosure of information. Above all, don't forget, it's your script. Make it the best it can be.